Like you said, often anxieties and sadness are an accumulation. It's not usually not just one thought. It's just maybe one thought over time. It's certainly an accumulation of thoughts. I think it's important to live life taking almost nothing seriously. Obviously, what I do with my life, I take very seriously. How I direct my life, I take it very seriously.
You take your life's work seriously.
My life's work seriously, exactly. More than 90% of the things that are happening in our lives should not, cannot. And this is one of the ways you have to train yourself to not take it seriously. You know, the ego, that part of us which is not our friend, right? What's your t-shirt?
Your ego is not your amigo.
There you go. The ego wants us to say, oh my God, that is so important. This person again just did that to you, or that person just said that about you. There's a whole, if we really broke down, and it might be a good exercise for many of our listeners, you know, today, yesterday, what are the things that really upset you? And how many of them would you put in the category of absolutely important, meaning they have to do with you, your relationship with your family or your best friends or your health?
They would really severely alter the quality of your life.
Exactly.
Like, let's just put it under that umbrella, right?
And that's less than 10%, right? And let's assess what is the 90% that you allowed to upset you, make you sad, give you anxiety.
Those freeloaders in
Absolutely.
your basement.
And I think it's important. I often like to go at this beginning ethological mind, which is we give too many things that are completely unimportant, great levels of importance. And unless you're training yourself to live more lightly, I would say, right? Which means take all those things that are not really that important, that we take so seriously. Unless you're able to diminish the parts of what happens to you, what comes into your life that you take seriously, then yeah, of course, you'll be upset very often, you'll be disappointed very often, you'll be sad very often, but about stupid things at the end of the day,
well,
about
it's
stupid
like,
things.
It's that 20-80 rule. So 20% of what you put your time and energy to create 80% of your stress or your joy, or it depends what that 20% is, right? So if you spend 20% of your time with ridiculous things that cause anxiety, all these negative things, then 80% of it is not going to be great.
And I would use it the other way, which is that 80% of the things that we do take seriously are not, so it would be 80-20. I think it's even less than that. Like I was saying, I think it's 90-10. But I think it's a really important point, and I would ask all of our listeners to really take an opportunity to look at something that happened this past week that upset you, disappointed you. It doesn't have to be, something that, really took you off track, but, enough. And then try to take that in a true view of, is this part of the 10% of the things that happen in my life that are so important? Or is it the silly 90%?